Naruto Uzumaki is without a doubt a force to be reckoned with. This man is a tank. Naruto finished off his own series, becoming undoubtedly the strongest shinobi and character that has ever existed within it. He defeated Kaguya, he defeated Sasuke, he went on to defeat Toneri with little to no difficulty. He then defeated Momoshiki with 50% of his power in Boruto. So this guy, 100% the strongest ninja that had ever lived. But as crazy strong as Naruto might be, his children may be just on another level higher than him. And I already made a video talking about who's stronger between Naruto versus Boruto. And the fact that it's already a debate and Boruto's time skip just started goes to show you how crazy Naruto's kids actually are. But I mean, what can you expect? Yes, Naruto was part of a very broken lineage, that being the Uzumaki clan, which meant he had more chakra reserves than anyone around. I mean, this was very apparent considering that Naruto was able to create hundreds of shadow clones while having terrible chakra control. People in the series who have some of the best chakra control are still able to only make a handful amount of shadow clones. So Naruto definitely had that going for him, along with the six paths powers, and had Kurama on his side as well. So he was pretty stacked, but his kids are much more stacked. And as I mentioned earlier, I already made a video comparing Naruto, and Boruto is just ridiculous alone. He has the Uzumaki bloodline, he has the Hyuga bloodline, he has the Jogan, Karma. He is 100% Otsutsuki. He is probably the strongest character we've seen in the series so far. However, I'm not making this video to talk more about Boruto. I want to talk about Naruto's other child, Himawari, because Himawari's resume is also a little crazy, and she may have already surpassed her father even quicker than Boruto has. So let's just talk about Himawari and how insane she actually is. Now, first things first, Himawari's bloodline along with Boruto's is even more broken than Naruto. Yes, Naruto may be an Uzumaki and may have insane chakra reserves. Himawari is not only an Uzumaki, but she is also a Hyuga, another one of the most broken clans and lineages in the Naruto series. And a lot of people don't mention the fact that she's a Hyuga, and the reason for this is because the Hyugas kind of got sidecasted within the original Naruto series by the Uchiha clan. The Uchiha clan was like kind of the main focus in OG and in Naruto Shippuden. But the Hyuga clan is still a force to be reckoned with and is easily one of the most powerful clans out there. And we see this in Boruto, considering that every Otsutsuki that they have fought so far has the Byakugan. The Hyuga clan by far has the closest relationship with the Otsutsuki. And even though we haven't seen much about Himawari and her Byakugan so far, we know she has access to Gentle Fist, which is probably, in my mind, the most effective close-range technique in the entire Naruto franchise. I mean, Gentle Fist allows somebody to attack someone else's chakra pathway system and cut off their chakra points entirely. And considering that everyone in the Naruto series has chakra, this is one of the most effective techniques out there. So once she masters that, she is going to be a force to be reckoned with. But the main reason I'm making this video, and the reason why most of you probably clicked on this video, is to talk about this latest Boruto chapter, because this latest Boruto chapter is kind of what set this Himawari versus Naruto debate up in the first place. Now, in Boruto 2 Blue Vortex Chapter 9, we saw Kurama officially return, but we didn't know if it was actually Kurama. We didn't know if it was the same Kurama that we once knew, or if this was an entirely new Kurama that formed within Himawari. However, Boruto 2 Blue Vortex Chapter 10 confirms that this is the same Kurama that we've always known since the start of the series. He tells Himawari, as you said, previously I was with your father, Naruto Uzumaki. So he has full control of the memories from his past. Now, Kurama explains to Himawari something that we as fans have known for a long time, which is that death is not a forever thing for tailed beasts. tailed beasts will always return no matter what the circumstances are. They literally cannot die. And Kurama explains to Himawari that the reason why he probably returned within her was because she was either born with a trace of his chakra, or the Uzumaki and Hyuga blood that flows through her brought him there. Now here is where it gets interesting, because the conversation between her and Kurama continues throughout the chapter, and Kurama drops some really interesting information. He tells Himawari, I understand, you have more chakra than any of your predecessors. It was a high affinity with my chakra, so much so that it surpasses Naruto in that regard. And this kind of started up a riot between Naruto fans, and it kind of makes sense because ever since Boruto 2 Blue Vortex started, it just seems like all of these characters are surpassing Naruto left and right, and Naruto's strength really has no real meaning anymore. But it's a new series, it's not Naruto's series. This was always bound to happen. And when Kurama tells Himawari that his chakra and her chakra have a higher affinity together than his and Naruto's, all that means is that Himawari and Kurama are a better connection than Naruto and Kurama were. And this also upsets a lot of people, but it kind of makes sense. If Himawari was actually born with a trace of Kurama's chakra, which she probably was considering why she has the whiskers, then chances are her body is more accustomed to Kurama's chakra. So that would by default give her a better connection with Kurama's chakra versus Naruto, who didn't have Kurama since birth. And even if Himawari wasn't born with a trace of Naruto's chakra, Kurama mentioned the fact that she has a Hyuga bloodline and an Uzumaki bloodline, and that alone would give her a higher affinity than Naruto. She has two of the strongest bloodlines that directly link back to the Otsutsuki. And where do the tailed beasts originate from? The Otsutsuki. So if you have a higher bond or a higher connection with the Otsutsuki, chances are you will also have a higher affinity with tailed beasts, such as how Himawari has it. Now, Kurama also did mention she has more chakra than Naruto, and this also makes sense considering her two clans that she is a part of. Naruto was simply an Uzumaki. Himawari is not only an Uzumaki, but also a Hyuga. And we know Boruto didn't inherit insane chakra reserves. So it only makes sense that if Boruto didn't inherit insane chakra reserves, those would be instead passed down to Himawari. So the main thing that stood out about Naruto when he was a kid was his chakra reserves, and Himawari seemingly has already surpassed that, considering she has larger reserves than probably anyone in the series if she has bigger reserves than Naruto. Towards the end of the chapter, Jura presumably kills Inojin, which causes Himawari to enter a rage-like state, breaking free from Jura's trap, and we can see that Himawari has access to her own form of the Nine Tails power. And this does resemble the rage state Naruto would enter when he was a kid, but it's also very clearly different considering the fact that it looks a lot more controlled than Naruto's was. Naruto's form looked a lot more rough. His hair became more rigid and spiky. His whiskers were all over the place. With Himawari, on the other hand, her form seems a lot cleaner and a lot sleeker. And this definitely has to do with the fact that not only does she have better control over Kurama, but she also has a higher affinity with Kurama. Now we see that Himawari's hair also resembles that of Kushina's, with the 9 different strands pointing in different directions, resembling the Nine Tails. And from the way this chapter ended, it seems like next chapter, Himawari is actually going to throw down with Jura and have her own 1v1 fight with him. And if she does do that, she'll instantly be a top tier within the verse, and the topic of her surpassing adult Naruto would become an actual serious topic. Currently, she is already definitely 100% above Kid Naruto and maybe even Teen Naruto. We can't say for sure, but Kid Naruto, no questions asked, is way below Himawari. And people will obviously be upset about this, and it makes sense. People grew up watching Naruto ever since he was young and had no powers, up to when he became the strongest shinobi in the entire world. And now seeing all of these characters surpass Naruto so quickly, it does hurt seeing for many people. But when you take a look at the kids that are surpassing Naruto, like for example, Boruto and Himawari, you just have to look at their lineages and everything they have going for them. Their father is Naruto. Naruto is a main reason why they are so strong in the first place. And their mother is Hinata, the queen of the Byakugan. So, of course, these kids since day one had the potential to surpass their parents. And I have no doubt in my mind that Himawari will surpass Naruto in the very near future. And if you don't like it, then Boruto is probably just not for you, but this is the reality of the situation. And the thing is, it makes sense too. You can't even say that it doesn't make sense when it does make sense. Once Himawari fully masters her Byakugan and the Nine Tails power, she is going to be a demon. There's no other way to look at it. She is going to be one of the scariest foes in the entire series. Anyways, with all that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed the video and make sure to like and subscribe and let me know what other videos you guys want to see in the future. I hope you all have a great rest of your day and I'll see you guys on the next one.